Test
We're
1,
going to
2.
Publix.
We're going public.
Oh God, sorry.
Calls
What
from
did you
the
do?
public.
I didn't mean to scream in your ear right as the stream started.
Test
I
1,
was
2.
peeling beets the other day, and
Ooh.
if you've ever peeled a beet before, they're not exactly like a smooth surface. So I was peeling one side of it. It slipped. It hit my nail.
Oh.
I think it ripped my nail off on the first pass, but this is one of those peelers that has a claw side. So as I was like, oh God, I just, I gotta like stop my hand before it goes deep, and it flipped around and then scraped my thumb on the way back as I was trying to like counteract the force. So I tore a piece of my nail off, and it just like scraped the
Ooh.
shit out of the side of my thumb.
I'm sorry.
I'm sorry.
It's not as bad as it probably sounds, but it is raw, and I just hit it, so I apologize.
Take good pro tip, everyone listening to this. Don't do what Gabe has done to his hand. Although I think that's a rite of passage for anyone that peels vegetables. I remember when I was first getting into my goofy diet stuff, I was busting out the vegetable peeler, and I was peeling taro and things quite often. And one day I was like really getting into peeling, and I peeled my finger like halfway through the nail, and I was like, "Wow!"
I remember that.
And that is
unfortunate.
That is when I was like, "I'm gonna change how I hold things when I peel them," because I'm used to holding pencils, and I'm not used to manual labor like peeling my own vegetables. I gotta get up to speed with that. Our ancestors, they knew how to peel
I just
vegetables.
don't peel them.
We're just like, how do you peel?
Yeah, like it's not
You don't
worth
peel
it
the
to
beets?
peel things to me. Like, no, I don't peel beets. If I ever juice beets in like a juicer, I put like the whole beet. I wash it, and that's it. Like I wash it and I cut it up and I throw it in the juicer. I throw the greens in there with it and everything.
Oh yeah, turnip, beet
I don't
greens
know.
and turnip greens. They just add to the juice.
Well, the beets that I buy, they don't have any of the greens with it, but the skin, I don't trust it. In
Where
fact,
are you
I
buying
think
beets? They don't have the greens on them.
Hey, you guys.
Yeah.
what?
Sorry, E, the outsider is asking what kind of vegetable peeler you use, or do you use knives?
It's just a peeler. I don't know if he's looking for a brand or something. It was some shitty peeler, probably from a dollar store.
I use the Beet Killer 9000.
that I had lying around in my lying around my drawer. I should probably buy like a really good one that's really sharp, because a sharp one probably wouldn't do what it did. But I was really pulling hard on it, and the surface of the beets are not completely smooth, so you're gonna have dips and valleys, and if you're pulling too hard and it gets into one of those dips, it's just gonna like skate across it.
You got to use what I'm using.
So-
I'm using the Finger Destroyer 9000. It's specially engineered to destroy maximum fingers on every pass.
Look, Dave, what you're doing in the privacy of your own bedroom is your business, but we are talking about peelers right now, so let's try to stay on topic.
Truth revealed. Too much truth revealed.
Dave.
But yeah, as it turns out, peelers are good at peeling pretty much everything. It will peel you, and it will peel your potatoes. But I there's only like a few things that I won't peel if I don't know if it looks like it's immaculate, if it's super clean, or if it's like a smooth potato that I think I could scrub off, then I'll go ahead and keep the skin on. But the beets that I see here don't really look all that great on the outside, so I peel them.
Yeah, we got the beats.
And that is my thumb gouging story. I hope you all enjoyed. Be careful with your kitchen instruments.
Well, keep your thumb wound clean. Don't let it get infected. Like that one guy in Game of Thrones, where he's like, I just got a nick on my pec, and then he died like in a later scene. Don't do that.
It's okay. I don't live in Africa. I don't think I'm going to catch some kind of weird disease from my thumb injury. I don't think it's going to get worms.
That's good.
It might get worms.
I got worms in my thumb.
Yeah.
Just look out for mosquitoes. You don't want to get a human bot fly. Those are the worst.
I've never known anyone who had one of those, but they seem like so awful.
I've never known anyone either, and I'm glad, and I want to keep it that way. Everyone, PSA.
They're all dead.
Look out for the human bot fly. You don't want it.
Oh no, did it cut me off?
I hear you.
No, I can still hear you. Why did you say something super cool?
Human bot fly. Are there bot flies that
no one laughed at his joke.
Say what?
Are there bot flies that specifically target humans?
Yes, apparently. Well, there's a bot fly that is called the human bot fly. So I think that's what it does, if I was to imagine.
What's your name,
that-
kid? The human botfly.
Do you target humans?
I gotta
No,
say
whatever.
that sounds pretty terrifying. Are there creatures on this planet that prefer feeding off of humans? Like if they're like,
Yes.
yeah, you know, I would love to suck the blood out of a squirrel. However, there's a human right there, and humans are awesome. They have the best
Yeah.
blood.
No. Well,
There are animals that like supposedly prefer the taste of humans. Like polar bears are one of those. They will actively hunt humans if they know they're there.
Well, I think a polar bear would probably actively hunt anything, wouldn't they?
Well, yeah, but like supposedly what they say is that like if there's like a whale over here and they know there's a human over here, even if the human has a gun, it will still target the human because it wants to eat
whale?
that. Yeah, sometimes whales wash up where polar bears are and they tear them fucking new assholes.
Well, that's crazy, but I gotta say, if I were a bear and it was like, well, I could fight this whale, or I could fight this much smaller creature that I could probably eat in one bite, I think I'm gonna go with the more sure bet.
I will say too, like in
Yeah.
defense of polar bears, humans probably taste pretty good. I'm just guessing.
Probably
don't-
tastes like McDonald's.
I bet they don't give a shit. I think what they think is you're warm and you look like I can eat you, so you're food now.
Yeah.
But I don't know. Maybe somebody else has a better take on that. I think a lot of animals are that way. I think most animals are like, I might not get another meal, so you're next.
I don't want all those.
Call
layers
that
on
a
this
spicy take.
meat. Spicy take. Graffiti goes here. Oh, I gotta put my little music tunes on. There we go. Forgot to get the background music.
Yeah,
in.
I used to always think of myself as like somebody who was really careful with knives, and I don't know. I fall into the same trap that everyone else falls into, where they're using something, everything seems to be going fine, and then you just make one little mistake and you have shredded your finger. It happens all the time. I sharpen my shit too. I have no idea how to sharpen a potato peeler, so
I was wondering
I
that
don't know.
because I got like a vegetable peeler and it's like this thing is getting dull. How do you sharpen a vegetable peeler? I don't think you do.
I think most people just throw them away.
I think Big Peeler
but-
just wants you to keep on buying them.
Yeah, we all hate Big Peeler. I shockingly late in life, first of all, discovered that you can sharpen your knives at home, and second of all, I discovered that you can buy affordable little rotary tools, and they usually come with like 1,000 bits, and usually a lot of
Yeah.
those are diamond bits. So you could just get one of those and probably just run a diamond bit along the edge of your thing, and it will probably do a pretty good job. I don't know.
Hey, nice.
Maybe you'd have to look for a fine one or something, but I should actually start experimenting with that because I like using a whetstone, but it is annoying for some things, especially things that have teeth, and it's not exactly a quick job. So I should probably mess around with that a little bit.
So, Dave, can you talk about what this picture is that you're working on?
I can. It is going to be a desktop for the GarageBand campaign. So if you back the campaign and you're getting a book or whatever, you'll also get a cool desktop for your computer that has the characters skateboarding or failing to be skateboarding. I like that Anton's wiped out and he's got like the little tech deck there, like like these other
Like he
characters
somehow
are.
crashed on it.
Yeah.
Tech. Are these characters really small?
No, Anton just has a tech deck because he's a moron.
Yeah.
Oh, on the bottom,
Cringe.
right? Okay, I don't know what the name of the characters are.
The,
Silly me.
the main theme I want people to take away is that tech decks are lame and cringe and stupid, and you can get them at the higher tiers of the campaign, by the way. So
You can.
that's not a joke.
Don't go outside and do tricks with them at a skate park, though.
The
Will say no. I will advise you not to do that.
If you do, please record it and send us footage. I want to see that for myself.
Oh my god!
In the comic, that was actually
Please
the thing
actually do that.
That was the thing that precipitated Remy's incident in the comic. It was the tech deck that really fucked him over in that scene, if I remember right.
Kind of was. That and his, lack of ever being on a skateboard.
It seemed, I don't know, the way the comic depicted it, it looked like he was actually going to get the hang of it. It looked like he was actually going to have like a decent little introduction to skateboarding, and then Anton's tech deck just threw a wrench in the works, almost literally, fucked everything up, traumatized him for life. Gave him the
Anton for you.
most embarrassing skate park story in history. Which is why he's now eating shit even on this desktop, because of the moment from the comic that will resonate throughout his entire biography.
In his wildest dreams, he's falling off skateboards.
It's like, Remy, what are you known for? That's right, forever. Sorry, bro.
Remy. God, GarageBand's so good. I'm
You go. I pass the buck to you.
You go. Yeah, I was gonna say, like, GarageBand is just so good, and it's like, I know a lot of people are saying like, I don't want to go read it online. I want to own the book, but like, it's totally worth reading online and just acquainting yourself with it, and then you can always read it again when you have the book. But if you don't want to read it until you get it, that's fine. But it's good. It's just it's like the most down to earth, like, Vivid thing, like that has ever been with Vivid.
Yeah.
And it's good for that too, because I think that, like, you need something sort of grounded like that to round off all the fantasy stuff in a way.
I really like the kind of like the variation it brings to the lineup, because yeah, everything else is sort of like epic fantasy, cool, like hot chicks, magic, like battles, and then GarageBand is just it's really a different flavor. So it's nice. You get the variety you need.
Yeah, I suppose not everything can be killing some evil villain, evil demon on a high castle somewhere.
Evil Eddie.
Also, it really has that vibe of like lived experience, to use an overblown phrase, but seriously, it has that like emotional sort of valence where you understand like, oh, this is someone had experience with like embarrassing situations like this, or it's super inappropriate. Of all the Vivid comics too, I could see this potentially being the one that offends the most people, because these kids they're bad kids, okay? They say things that are not very nice.
Look, they're riding skateboards.
So yeah, if you're easily offended and you're like, oh, I'm sure glad that Vivid stuff it's almost at the point where I'd be pissed, but not quite, thank God. If that's you, then probably like give this one a pass.
I sure wish something was a little meaner. Yeah, I like GarageBand a lot, because this was like sort of my friend group when I was young. When I was a youngin', was a whippersnapper. This is kind of how I rolled with people. I was a lot like Zach, I think.
I could see that.
I didn't skateboard, but I like hung out with people who did. That was like their thing. Their little like, I'm 16. I gotta have a thing. I gotta have like a little tagline for my personality. And their tagline was like skateboard and emo and screamo music and fucking like the little checkerboard like wristband things all those people used to wear. You know what I'm talking about?
Actually, I don't, because I think that's the reason that GarageBand really interests me. It's because it's depicting a world that it was like the diametric opposite of me growing up, like introverted, straight A student.
It probably was.
Like,
if you ever wanted a taste of what it was like to be cool and have cool friends in early 2000s,
yeah,
this is the comic for you.
No, like, no joke. It's like a little tour through, like, oh, so this is what it would have been like to like hang out with like the bad kids, you know.
As soon as you said that, I thought of You're not the target audience anymore, bud. You're not kidding anymore. The sands of time are moving on, Pisano, and you are getting left behind. I mean, are there kids? Of course, you have a soundbite for that. Are there like young people now that grew up in the 2000s, or are they all? Is that long past?
That's kind of over.
Yeah.
Because you would have like now is like 20 years ago. It was 2000, year 2000. So if you grew up in the year 2000, you would be older than that.
Yeah, it's fucking over. The best time of our lives.
It's over.
It's over.
I always think of myself as growing up in the 90s, but I guess I kind of grew up in like it was like a mesh of the 90s, like in the 2000s.
Yeah,
so that's like my era.
you're like a little younger than me, right? And I kind of grew up around the late 80s, early 90s.
But even then, there's still every once in a while somebody will bring up something like I don't know. There were some shows on Cartoon Network that were a little bit too young for me. But I would see them. I would see ads for them and stuff, and I just kind of ignore them. And I'm like, I'm a big kid now. I'm gonna, I don't know, play GTA or something.
I'm gonna get my kid's mule.
But that's slowly going away, and now people just bring up shit. I'm like, I've never seen that before. I don't know what that is. Apparently, it's got like 10 seasons. I don't fucking know. I guess I'm old.
That's why we got to get this stuff in a time capsule in the form of a comic. It's the only way to preserve our heritage.
Yeah, upload everything that you have ever seen, record it, copy it, and put it on archive.org or something. Because I feel like there's going to be a time when this stuff is just gone. And like, if you ever talk about it to anybody, they'll just be like, "What are you talking about?" Because everything is like, I don't know.
Last.
Everything is.
I think it'll last
some
a
of
while. I think like like how people talk about things like growing up in the 80s or growing up in the 50s kind of thing. I think that the 90s, early 2000s was like sort of an era like that was like really iconic. And I think that will, I predict that it will stick around.
But I always hear of something like Netflix. Like, people don't buy DVDs anymore, and of course, if you have a DVD of something, it's yours. You can just put it in a DVD player, and you have it. You can watch it whenever you want. But no one really cares about that anymore. So if a streaming company decides to take something down or edit it, like Lilo and Stitch, for example, I watched that movie a bunch of times when I was a kid, and there was a scene where
I didn't peg you for a Lilo and Stitch fan.
Yeah, it was a cool movie. I liked it. I liked the little alien.
Yeah.
What can I say? I tried to draw like the art style was in that movie for a little while before I was like, I probably shouldn't just like copy art styles. It's stupid. Anyways, there's a scene in that movie where Lilo hides in a dryer, I think.
Yeah.
Or washing machine or something like that.
Oven.
I don't think it was an oven because it was like a.
Yeah, it was
a dryer.
It was a clothing dryer.
I got my words mixed up. Sorry.
I saw that,
Yeah,
and then
so-
they changed it on the streaming thing. They're like, someone was like, you know what? Actually, she doesn't hide in a dryer. Let's make some people paranoid about the Mandela effect. She just hides in a normal old cupboard. It's like, why did you change that? It did not need to be changed.
No one gives a shit about Bigfoot. Yeah, it's like it's such a small, innocent change, but when I see stuff like that, I constantly think that my own history is getting retconned, and I'm getting gaslighted into thinking that something else happened. And it's like people are gonna do more of that. Like companies like Disney, they don't give a fuck if you cherish their content because you're just cow. So at some point, if like Disney did this with Pirates of the Caribbean too. There's a few scenes in like in the movie where I don't know, like somebody gets shot. I was like, I actually watched through these movies not long ago, like a few months ago, and they're good. I watched like the original versions of them, but apparently on Disney Plus, if you watch the movie, there's scenes where like people get shot in the head, or there's a scene that they probably cut out. There's a scene where fucking I forget her name, the heroine of the movies, the
Keira
damsel.
Knightley.
She there's a
Eliza.
scene where she walks into like Chinese thug den, and they're like, you need to take off, get rid of all your weapons. So she does, and then they're like, and also take off your coat. You know, they're being like sleazy guys. So she has to walk in with like a bathrobe basically, and there's people hiding under the floorboards, and they're like looking up under her, like, you know, where she's not clothed, and they're like giggling and stuff. And it turns into a joke because like then a fat guy walks by, and then he's like, ugh. But like I don't imagine that they kept that scene in, and it's just like, it's, you know, this is one of those things where if you complain about this online, there's going to be a bunch of people that say you're dumb for even complaining about this. It's just a stupid little sexist scene, you know. We don't like also watching people get shot in the head, and it's like, well, it's a fucking movie about pirates.
I'm just gonna
They're
advocate.
sleazy.
I'm gonna agitate until Disney changes the sword fights, because I don't like people getting stabbed with swords. It reminds me of this time with a vegetable peeler. It triggers me. So I just need them to update the movies a little bit. So every time someone gets stabbed with a sword,
The time a vegetable peeler stabbed me with a sword.
yeah, well, close enough. So every time a person is like hit with a sword, I just want it to use AI so it looks like they almost got hit with the sword, and just add a little audio, like a little, oh, that was close, oh, that was close. Every sword fight, I want to hear, that was close, that was close, that was close, that was close. And that's how the movie should
Johnny
be.
Depp being like, oh, that was close. I almost got stabbed with that sword.
Yeah. Oh, that was a pretty close call again.
Just that, like, on repeat every single time. No change to it at all.
Yeah, also, like, all the background characters. I'm going to feel the pain if a background character gets hit with, like, a sword or a musket ball. So everyone is always muttering, that was close, that was close, that was close. And this is why all of you need to own DVDs. I'm not joking. Like, unfortunately, you have to be responsible for preserving any culture that you think is important. Because if you are thinking that shareholder, board member controlled corporations are going to be stewards of your civilization and your culture. Nope.
Yeah, it's like, I don't know. You get in arguments with people online about this stuff because, of course, what can't you have an argument about online? But you get in arguments with people about this stuff, and like Nintendo just put out they put out a GBA Pokemon game on the eShop store so that you could play it on your Switch 2, maybe your Switch 1. I don't know if you put it on there for $20, and it's like there's apparently there. I looked it up because I was like, surely they didn't just gut all of the connectivity that this thing had, because you know that was part of the fun of Pokemon, is that you could trade Pokemon with your friends, you could battle with your friends and stuff. So we have all this technology. It stands to reason that we should at least like be able to do that. And apparently, I guess you can still do it locally, but they have this entire service where you can play classic games online with your friends, and you can apparently do it easily. I've heard that it's good now. So, you know, why not put it on that? And they didn't put it on that, and instead they're charging $20 for it. And then they went further and apparently installed telemetry stuff into the game so that they can see what Pokemon you're catching.
So they have connectivity, just not between you and your friends, just with them.
Beautiful. Awesome.
Yeah, it's just mining data about you and uploading it to their servers. And then on top of that, if you want to name your the character you play as something stupid like penis, it will censor that and like automatically change it to something else.
So
that's good. I don't want
So
to. I don't want to
they
accidentally call myself penis and then be like, "Oh, I called myself what I meant to." An inside joke just for me. Ah.
Yeah, I know, horrifying. Like, but so they made the effort to go into the game and change the code. They didn't allow online connectivity. So if you want to trade Pokemon with a friend and they're not nearby, then I don't know. I guess you gotta go touch grass and get
fuck yourself.
Go go touch grass and then go find some people outside with a Nintendo Switch because they're so portable. They're just so portable, especially the new one. It's just so portable.
You know what?
And
I never thought this would be my old man complaint. I thought it would kind of be the opposite. I thought I'd be an old man and be like, man, technology was just simpler in my day, and it wasn't as good, but I understood it better. No, my complaint now is like, I remember when I was young and technology worked, and now it is all shitty and does not work well. Like, I imagine technology would be getting better and we'd be getting more functionality, and instead it's like everything is just harder and harder and harder to use. Nothing works, and then even the things that were working perfectly well like 20, 30 years ago, like whoever owns the license like somehow reaches back in time and fucks it up. So it doesn't even work as well as it used to. Like, I thought that technology and things would be getting better, not like, oh yeah, I remember back when things used to work properly. Boy, those were the days.
Yeah, like I long for a device that is actually portable. And a lot of people will say, well, you got one in your pocket, dude. It's your phone. Yeah, but my phone doesn't have fucking buttons on it. They're all touchscreen. And I can't play games that way. There's nothing with any kind of tactile response to it. So like, if somebody makes in fact, I think Rare tried to do this. Rare put out a handheld that you can apparently play Banjo-Kazooie on it. Maybe all of their other Nintendo 64 titles. I don't know, and maybe some other stuff.
How did they get away with that?
Well, I think they actually own that stuff, or maybe Microsoft. No, I think that's still theirs.
Bill Gates was asleep. They did it real quick before he woke up.
Yeah, Bill Gates, who still controls Microsoft. I don't know what
Billy.
I don't know what like the legal stuff behind it. I don't really care, but they put a handle out, and it's like, okay, finally somebody's trying to make a handheld, and then you look at it and it's got a fucking D-pad on it. You're gonna play Banjo-Kazooie with a D-pad?
No.
And
it's so weird. I feel like I'm looking at a lost civilization, like a glorious lost civilization, every time I see anything with analog controls. It's like, oh, remember the day when we used to be able to have buttons and dials? Oh god. Not anymore.
The last time I remember seeing was 2026. So it like like the 3DS had a little like low profile sliding one, and it worked fine. It great, in fact. I liked the analog stick on the 3DS. I would use it now. If I had a controller with one on it, I would have no problem with using it. It was that good. The Vita had actual like sticks that stuck out so that they were easy to use, and so this technology is not, it's not hard to do. There's like little Chinese handhelds with this, but when you buy a Chinese handheld, it's gonna, I don't know, it will claim to play like PS2 games or something. You're gonna have to emulate them, which means you're also gonna have to go and find the ROMs, which, you know, I'm not gonna get into a legal debate about that, because some people say if you have the physical copy, who cares? But in any case, if you want to play the games like that, you're gonna have to get like a backup of it somewhere, and then like you go and fire it up, and there's just some problem. And if there's a problem, there's not somebody that you can call. You're not even gonna get tech support. You will maybe get an email address, and that email address will look like something like Outlook dot a bunch of letters at the end of the alphabet and .com, and that will lead to like a guy that barely speaks English and who will forget that you emailed him about 10 minutes after you did. So, you know, there's no quality control on this stuff. The Switch is, you know, it's cool, but it's huge. And this is kind of my problem with the deck. I'm starting to get into a rant about handhelds. My point is that this stuff, like, you can't play games on a thing like that anymore. And then when somebody tries to go, hey, look, I have your alternative here. It's $20 and it doesn't have online connectivity, even though you're playing it on this giant fucking thing with giant fucking controllers on it. $20, please. That's fucking retarded. And then they'll edit it. They'll edit it so it won't be quite the experience. Who knows what they edited? Somebody can go through and see that, like, oh, they moved a tree. Big fucking whoop, or something like that. But you know, like, here's an example. Peace Walker, Metal Gear Solid Peace Walker. I played that game on the PSP when it came out, and it had like branded stuff in it. And then I played the HD version, and of course, you know, the HD version plays better. But then you go look at all the stuff that was branded. You were like, oh yeah, I remember you could just like find like a pep can or something. That was interesting. And now it's gone. They have replaced it with something else because of like legal stuff. So, you know, this is all, again, this is something that somebody can just easily say, who fucking cares? It's a Pepsi can. But they're going to change stuff on you over time. It's going to get worse. You're going to go back and play something, and you're going to wonder why it didn't feel the same as it did. And it's going to be because they're just going to lord over that stuff and tell everyone, even like people will play this stuff. They'll get into this stuff. They'll get so passionate about it. They'll go out and play fan games, and they go out and make fan games so that they can just have more content of the thing that they love. And then the companies that own that stuff will just hit it with an ion cannon, blow it off of the internet so that no one can have it, like salt the earth as they leave. Like it's unimaginable. And so
it's
like,
my IP to sit on and do nothing with.
Yeah, exactly. So if you love something, then you need to preserve it. You can't wait for somebody else to do it. Get on archive.org is probably not going to last forever. Some lawsuit will hit them. I remember talking to a guy that I think I don't know what role he had, but he somehow was involved with the organization. And I asked him on stream once, like, he was uploading prototypes of older games. Just, you know, some developer or something had a incomplete version of the game in the middle of development and left it in a garage or something, maybe sold it in a garage sale. Who fucking knows? But they get out there, and so this guy like stockpiled them and then uploaded them all to archive.org. And I was like, aren't you worried about getting hit with a lawsuit? And he's like, I don't worry about stuff like that. And then that was just his answer. So I don't think they are worried about it, or they're not. I don't know what they're doing to combat that, but someday somebody's going to go, archive.org, we got you. And that site's just going to disappear from the internet. All that stuff is going to be gone. So buy big hard drives. I don't have like a Western Digital sponsorship or anything, or any other hard drive. Samsung, whoever else sells hard drives. Go out and buy a big hard drive and then start downloading and keeping this shit on at home, or it will be gone.
What we're saying is pirate 8-bit games and put them on the blockchain.
Minecraft.
In Minecraft.
Which, by the way, Minecraft, this just happened to Minecraft. Somebody found a like 2012 PS3 copy of the game while it was...
Oh, cool.
Well, actually, no, I think it was the full version.
It was on PS3?
Yeah, apparently. I don't know. I kind of stopped playing it at that point, but yeah, there's just some PS3 version that got leaked. Like the source code got leaked. That's what it was. The source code got leaked. So people are compiling it and making like Windows versions of it. And apparently there's some cut stuff that's in there and people are geeking out about. But like, I don't, you probably can't buy that now because they'll just take it off of the store. There's games on Steam. Like they do this with Steam. A friend of mine was playing a game that you cannot buy on Steam unless you go out and find an original unopened copy of this game, get a key on it that's still valid, and then put it in the Steam store. That's the only way that you can get it. If you want to play it, you can't buy it anywhere.
It's so weird that like
I
all
know
these.
what you're talking about. Yeah.
It's so weird that all these games and stuff are being like, games, movies, even books. Like I'm not sure if you guys ever heard even like Roald Dahl, you know, like Matilda, like these old books that you're like, yeah, it's this is the way it was written. The author's dead, so of course they're not gonna. No, of course they are going to. The publisher went into Matilda and they're like, you know what? Some of the passages here where he describes ugly people as being ugly, that's actually offensive. So we're gonna go ahead and fuck around with Roald Dahl's book and we're gonna.
I'm ugly and I don't want people saying that.
I mean, literally, someone in the publishing company. Like they're like, we're gonna sand off every interesting edge. We're gonna just turn this into a shapeless pile of innocuous slop because obviously Roald Dahl didn't write it good enough when he did it. It's up to us, his superiors, to come through afterwards, and it's just so crazy. And the other thing too, it's like I sort of feel like there's a human need to have like something that you know, something familiar, a place that you know. Like maybe in the olden days, it's like, oh, I know these fields so well. I've tilled this land, and I know every nook and cranny of that forest, and I know just where the creek goes. Well, we're sort of like digital nomads now, so we don't really have an actual connection to any sort of landscape around us in that way. So I think the closest thing that we have is these experiences in the form of films and games and things like that. And there's something really human and necessary about knowing something. Be like, yeah, this is an experience I've had. This is something I can revisit. This is a touch point. This is familiar. There's something here where there's continuity, and I like it. And so the fact that these companies are just like erasing that, and even making like subtle, small, pointless changes, like turning a dryer into a cupboard or whatever in Lilo and Stitch, it takes away that tether of certainty, and it really just turns everything into like an endless shifting landscape where you're just like, what is anything? Is this even a familiar experience, or is this just like changed in ways that I can't comprehend? Because it also means I think I'm ranting now, but part of the pleasure of going back and like rereading a book or rewatching a good movie is it can serve as a bit of a benchmark for you to understand how you have changed since the last time you saw it. Because that thing is consistent, and then the difference in your experience will indicate maybe like how your tastes have changed, or how you might have matured, or how you see things differently now. But when those touchstones are just constantly shifting and morphing and mutating, then you don't even have that ability to have it serve as an index of your own personal change anymore, because there's nothing that's constant. So I really think that there's like deeply messed up effects of all of this, like, I'm gonna call it like content mutation, that people don't even really fully grasp yet.
Modernization is probably the better term, because that's usually what people are trying to do when they do that.
What's the term?
Modernization.
Modernization.
You know, we don't want kids to see kids that probably shouldn't even be watching these movies. Honestly, we don't want to see any kids getting shot in the head by a pirate, even though there's not blood spattering around everywhere. And people do this in real life all the time. So if you're a teenager, you should probably know about that. TBH. But at some point, they can just take that out, and it will be because, we have to make this for modern audience. Sensibilities have changed. We don't like it when people look up girls' skirts, because that's taking advantage of women, not just making a funny joke.
It's like, do they understand the appeal of piracy? Yar! Like, even the ride at Disneyland, there used to be like, oh, like these pirates getting handsy with the maidens and chasing them around the tavern, haha, like, the whole point is that there are these raucous, lawless, bad, dirty, grungy men that are running around indulging themselves. Like, that's sort of like the whole like rough, like secret, like appeal of like, oh, the life of a pirate for me. So as soon as you modernize it and clean it up, and you're like, well, we can't have pirates like swearing at people. That's really impolite. We need to modernize this. Some of these words they're saying are just like not nice at all. It's like, yeah, they're pirates. They're not supposed to be nice. They're not supposed to be considerate. They're not supposed to be well-mannered. What are you doing? Why are you curating content about pirates if you don't want them to be depicted at all?
Yeah. It kind of comes with the territory. You can't just go, I want these violent barbarians to be the center stage in my movie, and then remove all the barbarism.
Yeah.
It doesn't work like that.
Well, it's like a really dishonest way of depicting reality, and it vacuums all of the potential contrast and meaning and fun also out of everything. I don't have a high opinion
nothing has any stakes.
Yeah, I don't have a high opinion of modernization. It
sucks.
I think it's very disrespectful, like overtly disrespectful to the actual like authors and filmmakers that made the original material and performers. I think it's disrespectful to them and their achievements. And on top of that, I think it just scours away like some of this heart and soul and the meaning behind work. So it's very difficult for me to look at, oh, you're someone who your job is to run around and be a busybody and modernize other people's accomplishments. It's hard for me to respect that.
I don't think that's what they're doing anyway. I think, honestly, like I do. I think what they're doing is they're changing things. They're calling it modernization, but they're changing things to adhere to Chinese censorship laws, because they just want to have one version of things that they maintain on like Disney Plus or whatever, and they want Chinese people to be able to access that version too.
Well, I mean,
I think that's all it is.
That can't be right because I still see black people in media all the time. Is there a version? That,
Yeah,
do they
you know
have
that
versions?
They don't like that
all the
over
black
here at
people
all.
removed?
Yeah.
yeah, they didn't have a problem with having multiple versions of the Star Wars movie posters. They were just fine having special versions for China. So I'm not sure why they're
Well,
suddenly like,
they did have a problem with that because nobody watched that over here.
yeah.
It
Yeah,
sucks too because that guy that played Finn, you know, he was so excited to land. I don't think he's done like a lot of acting before, but he got that role in Star Wars as Finn, and he was good. I thought John Boyega, I think is his name. He
Yeah,
was good. That first movie was bullshit. It was dog shit, but like he was entertaining to watch in it as like a stormtrooper.
I also
They
thought
kind of like
there was
got
potential there. I thought that was one of the story arcs that had the most potential for the new Star Wars movies. It was like,
it was the
oh,
only reason I wanted to watch it at all.
yeah, it's like a
and
stormtrooper that's having moral qualms about being a stormtrooper. So where do we go from there? What are the ramifications of that? That's something that Star Wars hasn't
Like,
explored
yeah,
yet. You know?
I also didn't even. I thought that like, oh, we're gonna have a mainline Star Wars movie, that centers around a guy that's not even a Jedi. He's just a guy.
Yeah.
And maybe there's other Jedi or whoever, but I thought that was like a kind of cool concept. I like it when things get mixed up, and they didn't do that. They just made Rey the Mary Sue, and then he just gets
Mary
shoved in the
Sue
background.
Skywalker.
Yeah, Rey Sue. Yeah, that was dog shit. I feel bad for that guy because he probably was like, I signed on for 3 movies. This is gonna be fucking awesome, and then he just gets turned into a shitty character.
He went and like told his family in Africa and stuff. He was just like, I came to America and I got a role in a Star Wars, one of the biggest movie things in the world. I'm contracted to be in 3 of these movies, like as a main character. I made it. Like mom, brothers, sisters, my dad. I made it. Like I've like accomplished my dreams. And then like they found out that like Chinese people weren't really into like black protagonists, so they just like put him off. They took him completely off one of the movie posters there, or whatever, and like he, like just I think it was pretty obvious in that first J.J. Abrams one, the one that was like the first new one, that he was supposed to kind of be like a love interest for Rey. And then they just did away with that and just shoved him into the background. And they can do that at those studios. That's Hollywood. It's show business for you.
You know, ironically, I know we're railing against entertainment companies for like daring to modernize and mutate and change. That said, paradoxically, I like the idea that fans would have the freedom to make their own custom edits and alterations and changes. So it's not even that actually. It's not even that I'm against the idea of ever changing something. Maybe it seemed like that because I was like, it's insulting to the original, blah, blah, blah. It's not that I'm against the idea of people playing with and like making different versions and stuff, but I just think that there should be always the option with the people that are having the original thing. There should always be the option to look at the one that is the source. Like if like all of this stuff, even the George Lucas like messing with the original Star Wars, if it's like, oh yeah, you can get my super duper special edition DVDs over here, or you can get like the original DVDs over there. If those options were both on the table, it's like, oh okay, well I'll take the originals. But if other people enjoy the special edition, cool, whatever. But it's when they destroy the ability to have the original. It's when they overwrite it. It's when they erase it. That's when I'm like, wait a minute. Like I'm cool with more variation out there, but I always want to have the ability to look at like the way it was intended by the authors.
Yeah, and the only way that I think that if you're somebody who's making that kind of content, or you own the company that's making that content, because let's be real, a lot of these people probably are not all that interested in whatever the fuck is being made. They just want to make sure that whatever they own is making money. But you know, if you're involved in making content for people, then you can't get mad at them for falling in love with the shit that you make.
Turns out they can actually.
Yeah, I guess so. So, like, you see companies get mad at their fans for like wanting the original thing, and that like they won't offer the original, or they won't offer it in a way that's convenient, or they'll charge you like $60 so that you can get it on a modern device. And it's like, bro, these people made you rich. Have some fucking respect.
Yeah.
You may not like them, but they made you rich. So just be nice. Give them. You have the capability. Like, you fostered this. You did this. You made this, and I suppose you can destroy it too. But it's not cool to make this body of people that love your stuff and then just like fucking fail them constantly all the time and be hostile towards the customer. It's absolutely ridiculous. If I'm ever in the position where I have made a franchise and people are just like, when's the next one coming out? Please, we want more. And then like I don't release anything for 10 years, and then somebody's like, well, we're gonna do it ourselves. We made like a little fan thing. I'm not gonna make the first thing I do is call up a lawyer and have them go and strike that thing down so it can't be made. Like God, I'm getting into such like a autistic fit over this stuff. Sonic is a great example of this. When was the last time you played a good Sonic game? You haven't. You've never played one, unless you played maybe Sonic Mania. That was in the last like decade. Actually, no, I think Sonic Mania was like 2016. So no, that would have been a decade ago. Yeah, if you didn't play Sonic Mania, you have not played a modern Sonic game in the last 10 years that was good. Sega does not know why people like Sonic. If you go and ask them, they're gonna say because he's blue and because he's fast. That's it. That they have no idea. I saw a video on Twitter of some fan game update that I think like they were working on since 2019 or something, and it's 3D, and they have you like spinning up loops and like getting flung way up in the air, and then like you'll touch something else and wall run and keep your momentum the whole time, and you'll do all these crazy acrobatics. It looks incredibly fun, and all I can think of is like, if I were working at Sega, I'd have to be retarded to not just take this and make it into a product. You could just take that and not even credit the original people with the quote unquote idea. The idea being, what if Sonic were good? You don't even have to credit them. You can just see what the fans did and then just make like a AAA funded version of that with voice acted, like original Sonic actors doing the voice acting and all that goofy stuff. That's all you would have to do. And instead they make like what was like the last big one, that's Sonic Open World Edition, where there's just like a bunch of stupid crap that you can do everywhere.
Frontiers.
Yeah, Frontiers. It's just, guys, imagine if Sonic, but it's extremely diluted and you just have a bunch of chores to do. Fun. That sounds awesome, man. I can't think of anything. When I play a Sonic game, I can't think of anything I'd want more than a big open world that has nothing in it except for a bunch of chores. Wow. Great idea, guys. This is the best that you could come up with.
Chore Simulator 9000. I've always wondered, like, when there's so much creativity with those fan productions and those games, and even like I think there was like some Star Trek movie that some fans put together that was really sharp. It's like, why wouldn't the license holders just be like, wow, you know what, you're kind of eating our lunch here, instead of just like striking it down and being like, we have to throw this into the abyss forever. Why just license it? Just be like, hey, we want to have,
hire them.
You need a license for this, and then we'll pay you if it makes this much profit. Yeah, just. Like,
you could even lowball them. You could walk up to them and say, "You've never made it into the big time before. We'll give you $20 for this idea, and then we own it, and we make all the money from it, and we do nothing." They don't even do that. They just nuke it. They send an intercontinental ballistic missile straight at that guy's house, and they blow that guy up because no one's gonna make content for our stuff except for us. We wouldn't want somebody to see this cool thing and think, is that a Sega product? Oh, God forbid. Because then they'd have to say, no, that's not a Sega product. That was actually some guy just mogging us from his basement. And that would be really embarrassing. So they got to blow it up. To be fair, I think Sega is probably the best about ironically, I don't really like Sega all that much. I think Sonic is probably the best about this. But when Sonic Mania got made, it was very clear that there was an influence on that game from, I think it might have been just Christian Whitehead and maybe a few people that he knew. Maybe he just, I might be getting the names mixed up, but there was like just some really passionate like Sonic hacker guy. Like he would just hack Sonic games, and he apparently impressed Sega so much that he got to like direct and do an engine for this Sonic Mania game, and it was really good. And I don't know of anyone that didn't like it. And then right after that, they came out with Sonic Forces, which was one of the worst Sonic games to have been released in the last decade. And they butchered some stuff. Like they tried to shoot Sonic Mania stuff into it. Like they put classic Sonic into it for some stupid reason, and it was just absolute dog shit. Like clearly, they were mad that just some Western dude was able to do a better job at Sonic than them, and then they just like squeezed him out of everything else. They tried to milk money out of the stuff from Sonic Mania, and they just failed completely, and then they just dropped it after that.
See, I think that I think when people are assessing like what are these companies thinking, I think it's both true that there's like weird petty insecurity at play, and I think it's also true that there are like corporate big picture financial like, you know, like Hazen is saying, is like, oh, they want to sell stuff to China. That's like the rational motivation. So I think it's like a pastiche. I think there's these rational sort of big corporate boardroom, like market share, like dominance type of considerations. And then, so those things like drive a lot of these decisions. But then I think down at like the individual level, where there's like more like blow by blow decisions being made, I do think that like a lot of times people that are in charge of these IPs, that a lot of them are like, especially if it's an intellectual property they inherited, right? They have no achievement. They have no creative achievement of their own. They have nothing to their name. They're just sort of in charge of someone else's incredible idea. And I think at that level, insecurity and like resentment actually plays a huge role. So I think it's all together, because it's just like both of those factors, it seems like they always triangulate on the common theme of like, you know what if we just destroyed creativity as much as we're able to without totally going out of business. And then sometimes they still go out of business, but still the overall driving force seems to be like anti-creative, ironically.
I think that is what's going on, because like they really obviously did not like, they were not down with the fact that some like white guy from America made a Sonic game that everybody liked, something they haven't been able to do in the last 30 years.
He should have just called it Blonic, made him green, gone home for the day.
Yeah. Well, I mean, that's kind of what they did to Big Red Button too. Big Red Button was like, they were the ones making the Sonic Boom game. It was like Bob Raffy and a couple other people that were all like, I think like 90% or more of the Big Red Button people who started that game were ex-Naughty Dog employees. I think they left around like the Drake's Uncharted or whatever fucking those games. I never played those games. I don't care about them. But they were trying to do their own game, and like the first game contract they got was to do a Sonic game, and they were like, oh my god, dude, we got a contract to do a fucking Sonic game? Fuck yeah, like we're gonna fucking make something so fucking cool. People's dicks are gonna explode when they play it. And they like made
your balls will explode, guaranteed.
Yeah. they made like this awesome like free roam exploration Sonic game. I think that was one of the first games Mike Pollock played Eggman and stuff in, and I'm pretty sure that was the first game that Roger Craig Smith was Sonic in. And I don't know, some Sonic fan will probably no, actually in Sonic 3.5D, or something. I'm sure somebody will know. But they were making like a totally different Sonic game. It was going to be on Steam. It was going to have online multiplayer. Whoa. It was going to have like exploration and like climbing and puzzle solving and stuff. And it was going to be this crazy, like almost like a Breath of the Wild type thing. But with Sonic, way before Nintendo Switch, way before Breath of the Wild, any of that shit, and every step of the way they asked Sega, like, is it okay if we do this? Is it okay if Sonic can run so fast that he runs across the water? And like people can like almost like jet ski behind him, you know, water ski behind him because he's just so fast. And you know, they every step of the way, Sega was like, "Yeah, sure, go for it. Great, America-san, you do it." And then like they were just like, "Oh, we have a Sonica team come to visit you, and they need to approve everything." And they're like, "Well, that's cool because we've been talking to you guys, right? So it'll be fine." They're like, "Oh yes, it'll be fine." And then the Sonic team shows up and they go, "What the fuck is this? You can't do any of this. You, in fact, like 80% of the stuff that you've got fully developed, you can't do any of it now because we're Sonic team."
would never do anything cool.
Yeah, no, that's literally what they were like. You can't tell Sonic's origin story, and they're like, okay, well, we can just change the story of the game. That's fine. And then they're like, you can't have him ski on the water. You can't have him run across the water. Sonic does not run across water. Sonic does not do this. Sonic does not do that. Like, it was just like every fun thing they came up with, they were just like, well, you're not allowed to do that. And it was just like, it's so obvious that it's just like
Jealousy.
they never thought of having that stuff be done.
Yeah.
So they were just like, well, you can't do it.
Yeah, that to me is like, because if you're talking about like a pure rational corporate, it's like, okay, what's going to make money for our shareholders? Obviously, in that scenario, probably like green lighting all of these cool, awesome, amazing gameplay features. That probably would have made
everybody wants to play.
Yeah, that would have made
better for your bottom line.
That would have been the profit. That would have been where the money was. That would have been the best thing for the shareholders. So it's like, well, there's got to be some other motivation for these people riding in and just like dumping all over everything. And that's, I think, where like the personal insecurity and like pettiness comes into play. Where it's like, oh, you're doing all this cool stuff and we didn't think to do it. Well, actually, you can't because fuck you. You know.
I kind of wonder if some of that is just like a cultural kind of thing, because I watched a bunch of interviews. I'm on the stream now. Apparently, I'm a regular, so you guys are gonna have to hear about Metroid Prime more often than you probably want to. Deal with it. But anyways, I watched a bunch of interviews from people that worked on Metroid Prime, like original retro people. Probably like none of them work at Retro today, and they were talking about the. I don't know if he was like. I don't know. He was a Japanese guy. A guy worked Nintendo Japan. That would come over and he would kind of review the game every month or so, and he would give notes on things like boss battles. And a lot of the accounts that I heard of was like, we would have an idea to do this thing, and then he would come in and he would go, fuck that, we're not doing that. And I think I like at least like the first two Metroid Prime games. I love those a lot. The Wii one is also pretty good, but a little wonky. And he worked on all those games, and I think all those games are really good. So maybe it worked out for the best, but it sort of seemed like Western devs will kind of do this thing, and then people from Japan will come in and they'll just shake their head at stuff, and it's kind of like get on everyone's way. Like you would think that if somebody's going to spend the time making this elaborate boss fight or something, writing all this code to make it work, that somebody would come in early and be like, no, let's not go in that direction. Let's do something else. They wouldn't wait until you've basically done it all and then come in and tell them to like fuck off with that idea. That just wastes everyone's time, and it's really frustrating. And that's kind of how they described it. Like, we would put all this work into something, and then Japanese guy would come in and say, you're gay. So, like,
Hey, Gabe?
Yeah.
E the Outsider's just asking, that thing is even in the intro of Sonic City. What do you mean he can't?
I'm sorry, say that again?
I didn't mean to derail. I'm just reading chat to you. They're trying to talk to you. About the intro of Sonic City. What do you mean he can't?
Oh, I think they're talking about running on water.
Yeah, okay. Sorry.
Well, maybe.
I didn't mean to derail. We're all trying to be a part of you guys. Are going so fast, and it's just so good.
we play Sonic games, okay? It's what we do. We go fast.
It's what we gotta do.
Yeah, I think you might be referring to something that Hazen said about Sonic Boom.
Yeah,
Running on water?
you're gonna have
Oh.
to like you're gonna have to clue us into what you're talking about there, Evie Outsider. Okay.
I'm trying to. There's like a bunch of chat now, and I've not been good about staying on top of it. Yeah, Sonic did actually run on water in the CD intro.
If that's what he's talking about, yeah, I didn't know that, but like they didn't want him to do that in Boom for whatever reason.
Yeah, I'm. Some of this stuff is like you hear accounts from these developers, and sometimes people misremember things, or like they weren't really all that involved with the thing, and they just kind of heard about something, and then they'll just run with it. That's kind of how rumors are. But I don't know. It sounds like there was a whole bunch of people just messing with that. But yeah, like that just kind of seems to be a thing when you have a Western company work with something that's owned by a company in Japan. It just seems like there's a lot of this weird stuff that doesn't mesh very well. There's not like people are not synchronized, and then you get somebody that comes in and is just like, "Oh, did you just spend like 9 months making that? Kill yourself right now. Do it on the board meeting table in front of everybody so that you can be
Oh, they did
humiliated."
that. They did that in Big Red Button too. Sega, like, I think they were in development for maybe like 3 or 4 years, and then on like the year before it was supposed to release, they just ran it. Somebody from Nintendo was at like Tokyo Games Fest or something like that, and they come up to the Sega booth and they saw like the vertical slice demo for Sonic Boom, and they were like, "Wow, this is really cool." And Sega was like, "Well, it's cool. Do you like it? We can make it a Nintendo exclusive if you want." And they were just like, "Oh, yeah, that'd be cool. Can you do that? Yeah, we could work with that." And they were like, "Yeah, sure, we could. Yeah, oh, you want us to tickle your ball sack too? We can also do that." And then like they went to Big Red Button and they were just like, "Guys, we have to make this a Wii U exclusive now." And the Wii U was like the weakest system at the time, and they were just like, "What the fuck do you mean we have to make it a Wii U exclusive? Like it's built for PC on CryEngine. CryEngine doesn't work on anything other than PC. What are you talking about?" And they were just like, "Well, I don't care how you do it. You just have to make it work for a Wii U and only Wii U." And the result of that is what ended up being like the shit game. The game that like when you pause, your character like moves upward forever, kind of thing. Like it's just stupid, shitty glitches and stuff. There's all this like stuff in the game that obviously was supposed to be something at one point, and it's just nothing now. Like controlling the little robots and stuff, you were supposed to be able to control them, and like go through these little puzzle things, and they just had to scrap all that. They had to scrap like the water skiing because of the Sonic team. So like Sega just handed these people a contract, and they were just like, "Do whatever you want with the Sonic. You just make us a cool Sonic game." And they made it, and every step of the way they said, "Can we do this? Yep, you can. Can we do that? Yep, you can." And then they sent some other stupid like sub team in, and they just like gutted everything. And then like a couple months later, they came in and said, "Oh yeah, also by the way, this needs to be a Wii U exclusive now."
Insane.
So like, what the fuck is going on at Sega? Nothing good.
I don't know. The only series that I can think of that's like, wow, that's a really good Sega property is maybe Yakuza. That's the only thing I can think of. Those games would be really fun. I don't know about any of the newer ones. I really liked Zero. I've never finished Zero. I have started 3 new playthroughs of Yakuza 0, and I just end up like eating sushi and just not doing any of the
because it's
like,
just cool
playing
like hang out in Japan.
I just end up playing baseball. There's somebody like, "Oh my god, my daughter, she's missing, and I need a gangster member to deal with this." Yeah, and I'm just in a bar drunk going, "Damadeye, Damayo." And I'm beating the shit out of Mr. Shakedown. I got so mad at Mr. Shakedown. He would show up and take all of your money. I think he actually takes all of your money when he hits you. And so I came up with a a strategy to assassinate him whenever he showed up, and it became. I got so good at it that I would just milk this guy when he would show up. He's like, "No, you're not Mr. Shakedown. I'm Mr. Shakedown," and I would come packing like shotguns. I can't remember what you could do to kill him really fast, but like there's like a certain fighting style that worked really well against him. I just got really good at dodging all this stuff. I would take a backpack full of health restoration stuff and like stamina stuff, so that I was constantly full up on everything. And then I would just milk this guy and instantly dump all of the money into upgrading my fighting abilities so that I can do it again even better. And I think like he even gets his health bar gets up. So that's what I would spend my time doing in Yakuza 0. So is Sega a terrible company? I don't know. They made that game, and that game was pretty good, even though that's like a 10-year-old game at this point. And they keep pumping them out, but I can't think of anything else that's like there's really no consistency across the board. You don't see Bandai's like this too. Bandai, who apparently they just lost a game studio to Nintendo in Singapore. I don't know if that's important or not, but I don't know. Maybe they're not doing so hot, but they do this with like the Digimon games. I think they published some of the Dark Souls games. Am I totally wrong about that? And you know, maybe just
all the Dark Souls stuff is Bandai Namco.
And just because they're a publisher, that doesn't lend to the quality of the game necessarily, but I don't know. They stamp their name on that, and then they go and make Digimon, and it's like, what is this shit? It's like, you guys made an RPG game on like the PS1, and you haven't really thought of anything new since then. This is the best that you can do. Is let's just make Pokemon but Digimon, and also, but there's hot girls, so. You know, at least they're doing that. At least they understand that no one is going to be interested in their product if they don't put hot girls in it. But that seems to be the only thing that they understand. And there's no good modern Digimon game. You can't find. It's not, if there's anyone out there that's like, I really like Digimon or whatever. It's not Next Order. That's the last time that they made an attempt at doing something that was like the first Digimon world, where like you had one monster, all of your effort was being put into this one monster and like raising it to be a fighting machine. And they tried to do a modern version of it, and it just played like a shitty MMO with a bunch of stupid side quests that I didn't give a fuck about, and it wasn't.
That's
fun.
the thing everybody keeps doing with games, except for like a few developers. They keep trying to make everything into fucking World of Warcraft, even if it's not multiplayer.
Yeah, like I'm grinding in a single player game. Are you kidding me? I can't play this game with friends even if I wanted to, and you're making me grind? What is
I shouldn't
wrong?
be grinding in an
Japanese?
MMO, but yeah, now I'm having to do it in a single player game.
Yeah, like I don't want to get into a rant about those games. So, but that's a Bandai thing, and there's just no consistency. Like, if I'm putting my Nintendo seal of quality on something, I want it to mean something. But with them, it's just, I don't know, it's all over the place. What do I know? I'm not a billionaire. I don't make shit tons of money or anything. So, who am I to criticize these big companies that are moving mountains? But call me crazy, but I kind of think that it's a little dumb to make shit.
Yeah.
Do you have anything else to that, Gabe? I mean, I'm sorry, but you don't make shit.
Now everybody that poops is gonna feel bad. They're like, "Oh, I'm doing something dumb. Time to hold it in."
Gabe.
I make shit.
Gabe, what
I
are you
make
doing?
shit just like everyone else
doing?
does, but you never see it.
Okay.
I don't publish it.
That's
I
true.
don't publish it.
That's your
I don't-
Gabe, that's the
I-
code of conduct. That's your star of approval. Is I do not post my shit.
Listen, I don't put photographs of it in Nintendo Power, okay?
I'll have to say that I didn't read the terms of conduct, and I didn't know that was in there. But if it ever occurs to me to turn around and take a picture when I've done my business, I will try to refrain from doing that.
Thank you.
I
Wow, those are really.
You remember the reviews that would be back in the back of Nintendo Power and like PlayStation Magazine and stuff? I just love the idea that like there's a review of Final Fantasy VII right next to like a picture of a turd in the toilet, and it's just like
AV,
a shit I
AVGN
took this
review this
morning
one.
by Gabe.
Oh, wait a minute. Are you saying that like okay, so the higher number of stars, the worse your situation in the toilet is?
What I want to just,
Yeah.
I think it'd be great to
Is that
have
what
like just like the turd review right there in Nintendo Power, but like all the reviews are like just glowing, like oh my gosh, this is like a breakthrough game, incredible, 5 out of 5, like stunning gameplay, like game of the year, just like it's being like glazed so hard.
What other game
Oh,
has
wow.
smell-o-vision?
The graphics on this are very realistic.
Like
This shit from a butt, 5 stars.
I'm trying to do hyperbole, but this is almost like games journalism to a T, like unironically. From what I hear, it's like it'll just be like the biggest like steaming dump of a game ever, and like if they pay off or like grease the right palms of the right game journos, it's like they're just gonna like
10 out of 10, so it pooped in my mouth.
they're just gonna shill it so hard to their customers. Like I wonder. I'm lucky. I'm just like some maniac that draws all the time. I wonder what it's like actually trying to be a gamer and actually trying to figure out like what is actually good, because all the people whose job it is to tell me if it's good or not, they're all lying to me.
They are most all of them are lying to you, and that's people don't trust them anymore, and that's why they don't fucking buy stuff that they even get like a hint of an idea that it might be shit.
I feel like
They're
they
just like,
they
yeah,
had
well,
a
I'm just not
racket.
gonna buy it.
They had a racket going for a long time, I think, but it's at the point now. It feels like it's at the point now where so many customers, so many consumers, like understand that it's like just all BS. That they're like, oh, you know what? If Polygon or whatever, if any of these outlets tell me something is good, I'll just disregard that completely because no. And if I hear from my friends that something is kind of shitty, then I'm just not going to give it a chance. Because I think the reason that people are starting to en masse kind of clue in is because right now aren't there a lot of game companies that are actually like going under, and they're like, oh my gosh, how come we're not selling 10 billion units of Concord or whatever their big thing is that they thought was going to be so popular.
It's like
Yeah.
I think I was looking at statistics about this a couple days ago, and it's like I don't know. It seems like 8% or something of jobs in the games industry just disappear yearly now. Like it's not an incredible rate or anything. 8% is not a huge number, but that's still for an entire industry. That's a huge number of jobs, and so like the shedding is beginning, and I think people are beginning to understand that these games they're just shitty. They all play off of like this gambling addict thing. You end up playing a game for 8 hours and you're like, what did I actually do? Did I have fun for that 8 hours? Or was I just chasing the dragon, like like an actual drug addiction. Like at some point this is going to feel good, right? I've spent, surely after investing 8 hours into this, I will have had some fun. And then you're like, well, that was all my free time. I have to go to work in the morning. Do I feel relaxed? Did I enjoy my time? I'm gonna try to shut up after this because I've been talking a lot. But I played. So and this kind of rolls back into what we were talking about earlier with the preservation of stuff. But Epic took Unreal Tournament. I think like all of them, maybe except for whatever one they might have on the store now, if any. They took them all off the store. You couldn't get them on GOG, Steam, or Epic, funnily enough. So if you wanted to play the game, you had to pirate it, or you had to happen to have bought it on Steam before they took it off, or broke out your CDs. I ain't doing that shit. So for some time, it's like I have friends that we want to like have a nostalgia trip and go and play the game, and they can't do it without doing all this shit to get it installed on their computer. Well, just recently, somebody bullied Epic into letting them just put the game out for free, and Epic doesn't even have to do anything. They can all they have to do is just let some nerds that are fans of the games maintain their product for them, and So they put out like an installer that you can just go to a frankly bad looking website to install. You can install it on Linux now, and they're updating it so that like old bugs are no longer an issue. They're making it so that like, it will run with OpenGL and all this stuff so that you can run it on your modern computer. I got it installed, and within like 10 minutes, I was playing an online, for the first time in like over a decade, an online match, an Unreal Tournament 2004, and I had so much fun that I had to stop after 45 minutes.
Nice.
We just played in a server where like all of the bullet speeds were like ×3 or something like that. There was a whole bunch of vehicles that were not in the original, like modded vehicles or something that were absolutely insane. Just people just going all out with just modified servers. And I have no idea if I won the game or not. I just had a blast playing. And I can't think of a single game that has been put out in the last 10 years that delivers that.
See,
there's nothing.
That
everything that
that
you
might
go
What
play.
about Pavlov VR idiot?
That might even be part of the motivation for these companies to like bury and ruin and like wreck and limit creativity, is because there might actually be something now where there's so much cool stuff that has been made in the passage of human experience that like if you could just go back and play those old games, do you really need to buy new shit from these companies that where the people involved are not as talented and they can't make as good of games? It might actually destroy a lot of jobs if people had access to like things that are already available, you know. I'm even thinking about like when I was in high school, I don't know if you guys ever played like Tribes on PC. It was this cool sort of sci-fi thing. You had like,
Oh yeah.
I remember there was
I know of it.
there was one server mod where it would give you infinite jetpack, so you just be like fly so far up you can't even see the maps anymore, and you're basically just navigating based on your
That's the
radar
best thing.
of where the enemies are, and you
And
also
then the Earth guy could like come crashing down on it.
yeah, and like you also had infinite ammo and like super rapid fire on the disc launcher, so you're just like zooming around in this abstract space, like, and you're basically trying to like game it to the point where when someone else like skips down on a part of the map, you just have that part of the map devastated at the moment that they reach it, so it's like explosions everywhere. And I'm sorry, that shit was so fun.
The funniest thing was like people would go up really high as like the big like muscly Earth guy. And
Yeah.
like you would just randomly see him come down like a fucking comet on somebody. You would never know he was coming because he'd go up so high you couldn't see him anymore, and you couldn't even like lock onto him with like the missile thing. And so like he would just come down. You would just be fighting someone, and then you would just hear, and like he would just be like on top of them, like in a fucking flash.
Yeah, like I don't know. This is stuff that like I feel like we mastered in the like early to mid 2000s, and for whatever and it's like getting into the game. If I wanted to play an online match of Unreal 2004 right now, I would be playing a game within 90 seconds. I guarantee it. It's just not like that anymore. It's just, well, you got to go into matchmaking, and then the matchmaker has to decide what game you're going to play, and then you'll get into it, and it's just all this stupid esports crap. You don't get to play the way that you want to play it because there's no servers. There's only matchmaking, and if you want to use, I don't know, a cool gun, well, you need to grind up for it. You need to level up your experience or whatever, like an RPG game, so that you can use a cool gun.
Awesome.
I don't like that. I also don't want to play a match that lasts for 40 minutes where it's like, well, I could never quit. Oh, that would then like some server thing would label me as a quitter, and it won't let me play the game for an hour, or it won't like matchmake me properly or whatever. It's just all this crap. And I was ranting about this on Friday about Deep Rock Galactic. It was like I just want to get into the game. I don't care about all this other stuff. I don't really want to manage my equipment to such a crazy degree. I just kind of want to. I don't even know what the game is like yet. Just let me get in there and play. Just can't do that anymore. I just want to turn on my Game Boy and just start playing. I don't want to launch an OS. I don't want to, I don't know, navigate a menu system. I don't want to have to connect to the internet. I just want to play my video games. Please. Ugh. Okay, I'm done. You guys can have the floor for the rest of the day. I'm tired.
I agree with you. That was one of the reasons when me and you were playing Pavlov, I like that so much because you can just jump in
Yes.
and just start like doing
Exactly.
stupid shit. And there's like no kids and no fucking esports shit and none of this fucking like gay retard crap. And like there's no like Nicki Minaj skins or anything like that. It's just you go in and you play a game with some random people and you just have fun for like an hour of your day and then you just get off and you're done. And you don't have to worry about like, oh no, my KTD. You don't have to worry about any of that stupid shit 'cause it doesn't fucking matter. I don't even think they keep track of it.
Yeah, I hate the esports stuff, the ranked matches. Everyone's obsessed about, oh my god, I gotta improve my gamer score so that everyone can know that I'm a really cool gamer. No one cares, man. I just want to load up like Team Fortress. I just said I wasn't gonna talk anymore, and here I am.
Dude, talk. It gives me more time to color pictures.
I am. This is why you want me working on your games, because this stuff makes me so goddamn angry. It might make me angrier than Hazen.
Oh wow.
I might rival. I don't know.
Is that even
maybe-
possible?
I think it is.
I don't think
We're
it's
about
possible.
even on
We-
that.
We get
Yeah.
we
I
get
think it's
angry
just
about
slightly
different
taller.
things, but I obsess about this kind of shit in my off time. So yeah, this is why you need somebody like me working on your games. If somebody is not making you worried about their mental health when they're talking about video games, then they're not good. They're not good at making them. Get rid of them immediately.
Kill them.
That's my take. Kill them. Eat them.
Kill them. No,
Make
don't
a fortress
do that. No,
out of their
don't do
bones,
that. That's not nice.
create
guys.
leather
No,
of their
no,
skin,
No,
eat their liver
no, no.
like an apple.
No. Saw off their head and put little gems in their
Wait,
eyes.
wait.
No.
Wait. In my,
What?
I'm sorry, I forgot that.
Yeah, in Minecraft. There you go. There you go. In Pokemon.
Nothing,
Pokemon Go.
nothing actionable in this stream, no sir.
Yeah, I would like to clarify that we never
I'm going
murdered.
to kill you and boil your skin. Oh my god! In Minecraft. Oh, Earth. Ah!
No, at your house in real life.
I'm not a big boxing fan, but I think that's my favorite moment in boxing of all time. It's just too funny.
Mine too. You can tell the announcer was like, are we gonna have to censor this?
Yeah, I was like, I don't want to attract the attention of the secret police. You're just joking around, right? No, I'm not. Wah, wah, wah.
He doubles down. He gets even more violent.
If only he would have been able to do that. Maybe it would have saved that poor electrocuted dog. But I'm getting off topic.
Yeah. Oh god, I gotta share a really funny meme about that later. Oh god, I like cried when I saw it. Fuck Hassan.
F in the chat for beautiful puppies that everybody likes.
What does that even mean? F in the chat.
I don't know. People just say it when they stream. It's a video game reference. I don't know what I'm
Like-
saying.
You don't.
Please-
You really don't know
please,
what
somebody-
chat means.
Please, somebody
explain
make
it to
up
the
something
girl.
that's not true and wrong answers
To the
only. What does
girl.
F in chat mean?
Oh yeah, I don't get it, but you guys explain it to
Explain
explain it to Liz, cause I totally get it.
F's in chat. So there's I can't remember which Call of Duty it is, but there's a quick time event where you're at the funeral for like one of your old squad mates,
Don't think it's a quick time event, but continue.
and it is, I think it is a quick time event.
We're gonna have a
'Cause I
lot
think
of
you
those in
could
skirmish.
like not do it, but you go up to the casket and it says press F to pay respects. And so you press F, and so like whenever something happens and somebody like gets like fucked or gets foobarred or fucking actually dies or something like that, people are just like, oh yeah, F's in chat, press F to pay respect.
I think it means fail. I'm pretty sure it means fail.
No, it doesn't mean that.
It means respect.
No, it doesn't.
You are wrong.
No, no.
No, it's
we're
good.
all,
If
we're all
I
hoping for the ultimate fail.
if I were to,
Epic
for
fail.
example, in the middle of this stream, let out a big fart, and
F's in
what am I
chat.
saying? I don't, this came part sort of like the thing I was alluding to. This came part way out, and then I really just wanted to suck it back in, but it's too late because you guys probably already know where I was going with this. I'm sorry. I'm too much fecal humor on the stream today. I'm getting really wild. I'm acting up. I'm sorry.
He's acting up.
You guys, they're never inviting this guy onto a show ever again.
Humiliation.
Yeah, that's right. You've got Unreal Tournament sound clips on
I've
there.
got 2 of the Unreal
It is-
Tournament sounds.
Yeah, so just real quick, if you guys don't know what I'm talking about, just Google, like, I don't know, UT 2004 or Unreal Tournament 2004 free or something like that, if you want to play that. And then you just put a little installer on your thing, you can be playing it in like 10 minutes.
Nice.
I love like just insanity, like total chaos, and when they mod stuff like when
Oh my God,
we
yeah.
were playing. I think Gabe, you were there. We were playing Among Us with like a couple of our friends, and there was this one guy in the thing. He was just like, "Guys, don't talk in voice if you die." It was just like being such a fucking
yourself.
dweeb about everything. Yeah, and everybody was just like, dude, shut the fuck up. And like we turned all the stuff up on where like almost everybody was a traitor. Like majority of people were traitors. You could kill every second and just shit like that. Like we just changed it to where it was just total
I didn't know
fucking
that you could
chaos.
do
And it
that.
was the most fun I've had playing a video game and like at that point in a long time. Because it was just insane. Like you would start the match when everybody's supposed to be trying to be careful and getting people off by themselves to kill them and stuff like that, and like 6 people would just get like assassinated like right off the bat, like immediately they would all be killed.
Yeah, the thing that always bothered me about that was that when people would play this
Sorry,
game,
scared me.
everyone would get into, Huh?
It's the we had a humidifier issue here. It's like making a noise.
oh, I didn't
like-
hear that. I just
I'm not sure you can hear that. It's like, yeah. Christ,
yeah,
so
a little bit. It's okay. You gotta stay humid. But yeah, when people would play Among Us, everyone would get into a voice chat, but everyone had this stupid rule where if you got gotted, you had to stop talking. And so it was like everyone knows that if somebody's being real mum all of a sudden, it's probably because they're dead.
They
You're
got
not
gutted.
fooling anybody. So yeah, like you're not fooling anybody. Like who cares? This game is not ranked. And
It's just fucking some stupid game where you're like little cartoon spacemen. Like it's not.
this
that
is a game that
serious.
you get drunk and you play with your friends. It's that type of game. No one cares about winning. The only thing anyone cares about is just doing funny stuff and killing their friends. And like that's it. That's the only reason that you should be playing that game. If you care about like, oh, we need to make things fair, go play chess something.
You say that, but they're
Go
gonna
play
I heard-
checkers. In fact,
I heard they're gonna be adding an Among Us category to the next Winter Olympics. So maybe we really do need to level up the competitiveness in that game.
yeah, the Olympics is kind of going that way. Did you see that? They have like a rap category now, I guess.
They have a. Are you serious? They have a rap
A
category.
rap category at the Olympics.
They have a rap category. Yeah, they do. I don't know if it's like honorary or something, but I think it was at the event, and there were people.
honorary
I don't
rap category winner.
What is
The
even the
Olympics.
criteria for that?
You go real
Like-
fast.
Yeah, who can break dance the hardest? Well,
Do they have like awards for like
I don't
rock
know.
and metal too? Like the amp smashing Olympics? Like I don't know why
Well,
they're.
I think that's what they call slippery slope, my friend. Some maybe next year, next time they do an Olympics, that's what you're gonna see.
The whole thing is just
You're
gonna.
not going to see.
rap non-stop. I ribbity rap a lot.
It's just gonna devolve into a
Gold
really
medal.
expensive show and tell.
Yeah, basically, that's kind of what it feels like kindergarten or something like that. It used to be that people would
Music is not a
train.
sport, Firu.
No, it used to
I
be
don't
that
know
you would
why
train
winter
for
like
years.
I remember like when the Olympics were all just strictly athletic things, and then like countries would just like they would like backstab each other and stuff. They would be like really horrible competing to see who would get to host the Olympics, and the Olympics would come and they would have to like basically like clear entire neighborhoods out. Sometimes they'd have to tear down buildings and uproot trees and stuff to make like the stupid little Olympic village for the Olympics.
Yeah.
And then it was just this thing that cost them all this money to do all this shit. And they don't like countries never make any money off of it. I never understood like what the fucking point is of like, why is it so, why do people strive? Why is it like a goal for you as like a president or a prime minister of a country or something to host the fucking Olympics? Like, what do you get out of it?
I don't know, bragging rights maybe.
Tourist, who knows?
You get gold in the Olympic hosting competition.
Sounds like a big burden, honestly.
It sounds like a scam.
Yeah.
The Olympics have like ever since I read about like what is actually involved with people competing to host the Olympics and then subsequently hosting the Olympics in their country, it has always seemed like it's a fucking scam to me. It's just designed to trick people into building stupid buildings for so athletes can just live in them for like a week during the Olympics.
Yeah, made out of tinfoil. You know, they don't exactly spend a lot of money, but they do have to spend some money
Well, if they
to
want
put four walls around these people.
if they want to reinvigorate interest and make the Olympics interesting, adding like music categories is not going to do it. What they should do is they should just start eliminating rules. Like they've got rules against like, oh, you can't be like all roided up on steroids. You can't have this performance enhancer. You can't have like cybernetic legs. Just take out.
Yeah,
all...
we're not gonna ban roids.
Yeah,
please,
just
somebody
take out
look into
all the
this.
rules. I just want to see like these like super turbocharged inhuman freaks go head to head. It's like, let's see how far can a human
Fucking
really jump?
5 Senator Armstrongs on the fucking long run.
Yeah, no rules. Let them
Yeah,
graft. Let them surgically graft springs into their legs. Let them take like all the steroids. I want to see how far these fuckers can really jump. Let's do it. I would watch that.
If your muscles are not engorged so much that like you're squirting blood as you're walking around, then you're not gonna make it.
Yeah, exactly.
In this post David Olympics that we're talking about here, where he runs everything.
Half the performers are just
Everyone's
gonna
allowed.
explode like a tomato halfway through their set, and it's like, well, he's not taking the whole gold home.
We should make Unreal Tournament but in real life. That would be way more entertaining. I think it would probably bring in a lot more money, and you
I
could
think that
run
should
that
just take the
year-round.
place of all sports.
Unreal Tournament,
Yeah. And then people will get surprise nominated too. That'd be really cool.
You've been nominated to compete in the Unreal Tournament. It is mandatory.
'Cause one day you're saying spicy stuff on Twitter, the next day you're getting a rocket shot at your head. What do you know? You know, sometimes don't talk shit if you don't want to get nominated for Unreal Tournament. That's how it goes.
I feel like that's almost like a part of how the whole duel system used to work, when people were running all over the place with like rapiers and pistols, and they're like, you know what? If someone talks enough shit, we're gonna start trying to stick each other with gigantic needles. How about that? I feel like I wonder if that started to enforce some level of civility on people, because they're like, well, I don't want to get like into a needle sticking competition today, so maybe I'll just tone down my verbiage just a bit. And then as soon as it's like, well, too many people are getting needled to death, so we can't have that anymore. And now everyone's just being very insulting on the internet. A direct result of no more duels being legally permissible.
Yeah, we're getting a little too comfortable in society these days. I think we need a little bit of fear of getting your head chopped off. Not by the government. The government's really never stopped doing that.
Yeah.
But I think there'd be a lot more respect from people if they knew that, like, stealing something would get your hands chopped off, or whatever, other parts of your body, depending on how severe things, how severe your activities have been.
That'll be our platform for the new political party. Like, choppers. Join the choppers party. We think more things should be chopped off of more people. Join us.
The
Is that your stance, Dave? That's exactly what you're standing on?
I think it'd be really fun to run on that platform. I don't think I would win, but It could be.
Oh, dear.
I think the debates would be
David
fun.
Lilly 2030. More things should be chopped off.
Someone in a debate would be like, you know what? I think your position's a little extreme. I don't think this is a viable political stance. And I'd be like, well, maybe you should have your head chopped off. That would be the debate.
No.
Chop, chop.
Do you need to have a lizard interruption? Because I don't think we have a camera hooked up for this.
No, I don't have my webcam hooked up. right
Actually, yeah. How
No,
come?
I know.
Why have you guys not just hooked up a webcam and just constantly had it pointed at your lizard enclosure?
now. Because
That would bring in. I think a ton of people would show up to watch that.
it would never
don't want
change
to do
visually. It would look like a fluffy pink robe with like a tiny little like corner of one hand with one clawed hand on the edge of it, and you'd never see any change. She's just chills.
And
Well, no,
there would be
she has
people.
water and a light and like a basking spot too. But it's just not interesting, and she likes to roam.
It would be a
She's
big
a
deal. It was
woman.
like, she's going for the
think-
water. She's gonna get water. Whoa, look, she's gonna drink water. Whoa.
No, she just sleeps the whole time.
You don't think
really.
you don't
Except
think
for
it
right
would be
now.
interesting, but we were just talking about how like modern games do this gambling thing, and I think people would stare at the webcam hoping that any second now, it might not happen for like an hour, but they would be like, I want to see that lizard move. And they would stay glued to the screen waiting for the lizard to move,
I want to see that lizard move.
just so that they can get that once they saw like a claw move, then the dopamine would start flooding into their brain. But yeah, I think that's what people would do. In fact, I think that's what people do when they stream their animals, is they're just people sitting there just waiting for something to happen. Getting all excited.
And then if
Waiting
nothing
for
happens,
goldfish to play
you
Pokemon.
hit the electrocution button. Make something happen.
I mean, you could.
I usually want to see in the world.
They are your animals.
Yeah, that's what the Bible says. I think I read the Bible, and it's like all the animals, David, whatever you want to do with them, David, they're yours. And I'm like, okay,
Whatever you decide to do with those animals, it's cool with me.
yeah.
And he's gonna put them in a
I'm
comic.
God.
Signed God. it's like,
David
You don't have
putting
to
them in a
ask for my
comic.
permission. Just do it, man.
Yay, God.
and then like later on in the Bible, he's like, oh, by the way, no sex with the animals. Just thought I'd throw that in there. Little
Oh,
oversight.
and Dave's like, oh no, no, too
Gets
late.
down on his knees.
God's
Why?
like, didn't think this. I thought this went without saying, guys, but new rule.
I believe in God and I am afraid of him.
Well, it's okay. He already sent one flood, and he promised he wouldn't hit us with another one of those. So basically, we can just misbehave all we want now. I think.
Mamo says DK fans take notes.
It's like, what are you gonna
Donkey
do,
Kong
God?
fans,
Send another
yeah.
flood? You
should
said you
take
wouldn't.
notes.
No, I think it's about the animals and the not having sex with them.
DK fans take notes. Addendum.
Oh, okay.
Addendum from the Lord.
Well, that took me a second.
Are you guys okay? Seems like I killed the conversation every time I talk.
What?
Nah, you're good.
No, I think
Oh, you
we.
got, like,
I think we
long
just.
pauses.
Well, I think we had a long pause, without like you kind of talking. So I think
Sometimes
it's
We need
just.
to talk about
it's
Sonic
just-
again. That's the problem.
We cannot-
need to-
Liz, no. Don't do
No. No, it's for me it's like I can't maintain that level of energy unless I'm ranting about something retarded. So I need to like take a breather. I got a social battery, okay? I'm one of those people.
It's
Yep.
got a high charge.
Low
low
voltage.
charge.
20 minutes. Can you handle it?
We can handle it. Actually, I
I
don't
don't
know if
know.
we have to
I
go
think-
for
I
the
don't think
full
you can
20
handle
minutes.
it.
I
Is
think
that
I've been
almost-
carrying this entire stream, and I think maybe one of you guys should talk for 20 minutes. How about that?
Okay, guys, I'm gonna do my talking. David's contributing to the stream. Do you like to eat vegetables? Me too.
David, need you
Tell us
to
about your vegetable
stop
peeler.
drawing and talk.
They say,
I
Dave,
don't
don't
know.
make things worse. What do you think the Calidra under Yellowstone is? Let's plan B.
Dave, don't make
Okay.
things worse. I wish people would stop saying that. Dave, stop making things worse. Dave, stop fucking everything up. How come that's all I ever hear? Dave, stop ruining shit.
Oh,
Maybe we should make
Charlie
you
Brown over here.
a bumper sticker that just says that.
Dave, it's
Dave, stop
that's socially
ruining shit.
unacceptable. God, like I haven't heard that 1,000 times.
That is good advice. You should go to the gym. This is something that I feel like is lost knowledge, but your brain does not function if your body is also not functioning. So go to the gym. Do you know? I guess because I'm gonna be the ranter for the stream. Sorry, guys. I watched a video series from it's 4 videos from this Australian guy, 70 years old, who is buffer than I am. And he said for 10 minutes a day, over, I don't know, probably years, but for 10 minutes a day, if you just do this, you will get stronger. And all he does is pull-ups and push-ups and probably just some other basic body, like compound movements, you know?
Yeah.
And he does something that everyone that I ever talk to about fitness says not to if you're trying to build muscle, which is you got to do 3 sets of 5 or 5 sets of 5. All he does is he goes to failure 3 times. So if you can do like 15 push-ups, that's what you do for your first set, and then on your second set you're probably only gonna be able to do like 6, and on your third set maybe 4, you know, something like that. You just go as hard as possible and then you're done. And I don't think that you can go any longer than like 10 minutes doing that. I have been doing it for I don't know, like a little over a week now, and my muscles are constantly sore, so I know it's working. And if you're one of these people that's like, I can't get a gym membership and I can't spend 30 minutes exercising 3 times a week, I got shit to do, just do that. Just get down, do as many push-ups as you can 3 times, and then you're done.
Yeah.
For 2 days.
The thing is, like,
get your exercise in there.
If you get like really intense like exercise, if you're really going at it, you can wipe yourself out in 10 minutes, no problem. During the pandemic when the gyms were closed, and especially because that's right when I got like my fun health condition. Ironically, one of the things that like, because
bonus condition they call it.
What?
Bones condition.
They call it a bonus condition.
Bonus condition, yeah. But one of the fun symptoms was like extreme brain fog and fatigue, so you just like can't think, and it's like a clamp on your head. It's good stuff. And I found one of the only things actually that would clear that up completely for me was really intense exercise. So I just get in the basement, I'd put on like a Scott Herman Fitness YouTube video. He has these like 10-minute home workouts with no weights needed, and I would just get thrashed in 10 minutes, you know, get a cold shower, and then after that, boom, head is clear.
Yeah, and if you're like, well, I want to drop, I don't know, I'm like a fat fuck or something. I want to look fit and like get the body that I wanted for years. You're not going to be able to do that in a year, unless you dedicate all of your time towards it and you think of nothing else. You're not going to be able to do that. Most people, I don't think, can do that. And there's no shame in not being able to do that. People tend to overestimate short-term progress and underestimate long-term process. So just make it into a habit that you get into. It doesn't matter if you can only do it for 5 minutes a day. If you want to do it for 30 minutes a day, then you'll probably get buffer than me. But if 10 minutes is all you're willing to spend, then spend 10 minutes doing it.
I think that's the best advice, because if you get like some gigantic, super involved routine, maybe some people can keep that up effectively, but it's going to be difficult to get yourself in that groove. But if it's just something easy like 10 minutes a day, that's going to be a lot easier to maintain. And I've heard the phrase, the best fitness routine is the one that you actually do. So if you can just get something simple, something easy to stick to, there you go. Just stick to it, and over time you should start feeling better, and that's kind of what you want.
I mean, I kind of dedicated. I loosely said I'm gonna exercise. I'm gonna if there's not a time where I'm resting from muscle fatigue or something like that, I'm gonna try and get some physical stuff done, and it's not drastic change. It's not a drastic improvement, but over like 2 years of just kind of being diligent about that, I have muscles in places that were like, I would feel parts of my arm and I'd go, oh my God, is there a growth here? Oh no, there is a growth there. It's my muscle.
Well,
It's a benign organ.
I have to ask though, like, aren't you worried about overdoing your body, like with exercise and hurting yourself, or like just, like I know after exercise a protein drink is great. Dave helps me with that, but
I would say I'm not too worried about overdoing it for me because I'm just kind of fortunate. I guess I've always been like in okay shape. Like there's been ups and
Yeah.
downs, but generally.
No.
But
I
a
think
good
you're
rule of thumb
great.
is like start
It's
slow.
F-list for him. He's saying, "Oh,
just-
you know, I work out maybe once a month. I just have a great body."
Well, no,
What can
even
I
though.
he doesn't even have to try.
Well, for example,
No.
like let's say I've been like lazing off and I have not hit the gym in like a month or two. When I go back to the gym, I'm not gonna be like, well, time to do my personal best on deadlifts right now. It's like no. Start with like something light, something low, something where you're not gonna hurt yourself, and then like get back into the swing sort of gradually. So
Well, the reason I'm bringing it up is because I've been sick for a couple weeks, actually a couple months, and I just haven't been really reporting in on it. And I'm doing a lot better, but you know, it's just like I'm really afraid of overworking. I'm trying to get back in the groove.
You've been
and
neglecting your power lifts.
I have been. I
she's
really
been
have been.
she has not been doing her high intensity interval training, her powerlifting, and like yeah, Liz.
I have not eaten enough candy.
Obviously,
and I did not get the frappe I needed.
Yeah. Well, I will give you advice, and
It's
anyone
very
else recovering or like anyone else that's sort of like looking to get into fitness, this advice might apply to you too. First point of advice: don't take fitness advice from a cartoonist. I'm not a
Yeah.
doctor, so talk to your doctor about anything, and don't sue me if you try to do a push-up
In Minecraft.
and your elbows explode. They're like, David told me to do a push-up. He said it was medical advice. Nope, it's not medical advice at all. But obviously, like Liz, someone in your position, you have been just like
Yeah.
slammed with some serious health crap for weeks. You need to actually just like
I know.
recover baseline function. So the solution for you is not to go to the gym and like work up an insane sweat. Like for someone that's just getting started, like maybe a walk around the block. Take a walk around the block, get plenty of fluids, get plenty of healthy food, plenty of sleep at night. And then once you're getting like healthy sleep, healthy levels of like food and like staying hydrated, little walk around the block, and then maybe start out with like some super light little weights, just like, you know, little 5-pounders or something, or even just like stretching, doing a little bit of yoga, and then letting your body recuperate and recover strength after an illness. You wanna recover just like normal strength before you like go crazy bananas like Sonic Frontiers at the gym.
I went Sonic Frontiers on the stairs though. I Sonic Frontiered the stairs.
You went Sonic Frontiers on the
I
stairs.
panicked up the stairs.
Did Sega get mad at you?
Yeah.
They're like, I'm sorry, Sonic cannot go upstairs. He doesn't do that. Take it out of the game.
Sonic
I got
never
a
do that. He would run
I got a
backwards up the
DMCA
stairs.
strike for it. Yes.
I just got the best new idea for a Sonic game, by the way. It's called Sonic Stairs. Or Sonic Gym. It's like a gym simulator. You just like run around the gym at like super speed, like smashing in all the equipment.
It's just an empty room, only treadmills, just
Yeah.
nothing else. It's all he thinks about. Never arm day, they call him. He's got those little noodle arms.
Yeah. He's not wasting his time building muscle. He's all pure speed.
Yeah, I think the worst thing that you can do is just do nothing. Just if you're completely stationary, your body is suffering. At least go for a walk. You know, I don't know. Like I've never hurt myself really. I think I got like maybe a minor shoulder injury that's sort of been off and on for a few years, but I've never like gotten a pectoral tear or anything. So I just pay attention to what's going on. If I feel like something is hurting, like I'm feeling real pain, not strain, but pain,
Yeah.
then I stop what I'm doing and I evaluate the situation.
What about it? What
if
if it's
you-
your heart, Gabe? What if it is your heart?
I don't know how to exercise a heart, I guess.
I thought you were
by
gonna say you
running.
don't have
I
a
know.
heart.
Cardio.
Yeah, that would be it. It's cardio. No, why would you say that? Why would I say that? What? Liz, what are you talking about?
I'm sorry, I have a lizard. I'm
That you
very
don't-
content.
That you don't have a heart? Is that what you?
Yeah.
No,
I
it's
guess
a
so.
video game joke. You know, you gotta collect all the hearts.
Oh.
You were talking about eating over.
Oh.
I'm sorry. I'm not
Right.
with it
I'm-
today. I'm a little.
I'm
out of line here.
yeah, I'm just like my favorite video game character is Zelda, the guy who goes around and kills demons and Ganons and everything.
I think Zelda is a pretty cool guy. He kills big
He
people
doesn't
and
afraid of
anything. I miss back in the day when you could just type something stupid like that on Yahoo Answers and like 100 people would answer you and be like, dude, no, you got it all wrong, bro. No.
The dedicated cadre of people where it's like, we can't let this guy just be wrong on the internet. Gotta correct that.
You would get like you would seriously get like 20 to 100 people on any given day. Just immediately as soon as you post this quote unquote question, which is not a question, they would come in and they would just act like it was like a genuine, like what you genuinely think the guy's called that or something.
What an idiot.
Hey, don't tell anybody this, but I'm pulling raspberries out of the trash to feed a lizard. You want these? You do.
Why?
Hmm.
Why were they in the trash?
You just sounds like you just told a lot of people.
This I have insider knowledge. The raspberries are in the trash because the lizard didn't want to eat them, but did want to lick every one of them. So they were
Still licking them.
they were contaminated by a reptile licking them for no reason. And so I guess Liz, you're giving Chomps like round 2
Well,
raspberries,
no,
electric
I don't,
boogaloo.
I don't know. She's just coming out of brumation, so I'm not really sure if she's supposed to be eating. She'll do it anyway and hurt herself. It's a
I know
debate.
some reptiles will eat like vegetables and stuff.
Yeah, she does.
Peppers.
Not peppers. No, I don't think peppers. We haven't done peppers.
I would have
Some of
to.
them eat, I don't know about
Blend
that
fruit.
one, but like
Yeah.
some bearded dragons and stuff will eat peppers.
Well, I know this one can't do avocado because she's not that interesting.
Yeah, I was surprised
Is it
when
like the oils will screw her up or something?
I don't know, but I saw the list and it's avocados are a no go.
Yeah, she's got like this expert that she looks at on is it TikTok that she has the channel?
Well, yeah, I'm not on there currently. It's been a while, but and then there's also a bunch of information online, Reddit and AI and stuff.
So many people know so much about lizards.
I don't know anything about lizards, so if you guys ever talk about lizards, then you're gonna be educating me. If you're ever like, no one wants to hear about the lizard stuff, I
They
do.
lick.
I'll hear
They
about
lick
the lizard
things.
stuff.
All right.
This is very cool. I like that.
Okay. Actually, I filmed a bunch of videos of her, so I can send them in Telegram and in the other chat.
I think.
What actually
Okay.
is a rept? What's that?
What?
Oh, I was just saying. I think
thought
I
you were-
made pictures. I got the desktop done, and I got this illustration for the Tech Deck skateboard done.
Looks great.
Yeah, thanks. I think like
Really good.
adding the extra bold strokes on there seems like it really kind of vibes with the feel of GarageBand. I think it just gives it more of like a punky sort of a feeling.
I think so.
Cool.
I like the action lines.
Yeah.
Implied motion, they call it.
There's like a whole thing in Clip Studio that just does that automatically. So it's very convenient. You just like be like, bloop, make a circle, then there's action lines all over the place.
Am I crazy, or is Clip Studio like? Is that the one that's supposed to be for making comics?
I think that was that was the original. In fact, I
Yeah.
think it was
Manga.
originally called like Manga Studio Pro or like it was something like that, and then they changed the name. But it was originally for like making mangas and stuff.
Yeah, I think I heard about that back in the day, and I don't know. I guess I didn't really get into it. Probably just ended up using a pirated copy of Photoshop or something. I don't remember what it is.
Yar.
It's lizard time, Dave. It's too late. We're close out the stream.
Well, hey chumps.
Can we lizard?
I got a lizard in my face and no one can see.
It's not true.
I heard you were tasting all the raspberries, you bitch. Why did you give the lizard access to every raspberry? You could have like taken one as a sample.
I did. I gave her one, and she kept looking at the others, looking really sad, and like she knew what I was doing.
So she was looking at the other raspberries, like trying to persuade you. Oh, if only I had the whole pile in front of me, then surely I'd eat one.
Yes.
Diabolical little goblin.
And then she would eat them.
And then she didn't eat any of them, just licked them all.
Typical lizard
Typical
behavior.
lizard. Just licking all them raspberries. All right. after the stream, I'm gonna get back to my Ascension map too. I was busy February doing fan art February because if you've been watching our social medias, you saw lots of fan art February stuff. But that's done, and now I'm diving back into Ascension, and the Ruskell and the Calypsa districts are the only parts of Andruna that I still need to get their map all laid out and stuff. So I'm getting all these locations named and writing in all the lore and the details, and I'm having myself a time. Even got a little key for the map. So if you like maps, if you like rivers and lakes, if you like fields and pasture lands, steppes, urban density, forest, you'll love, well, not really Ruskell. It doesn't have, it's like probably the most sparsely populated
Doesn't have any
district,
of that.
but it's got some cool stuff in there.
They say districts for Ruskell looks so gray.
Yeah, that's the steppes. I made that gray on the little key here. They got a lot of very barren, dry, kind of arid, like grasslands and plains. Not a whole lot going on. Like there's still some settlements and like the occasional little hermit living out there, but it's not a lot of population density.
Oh,
See,
how do they survive? What do they eat?
They got like lichen moss that grows on the west and the east teeth, which are these really weird metal formations. But they do have some farmland up in the northeast here. They got a little bit of farmland, and then of course the other districts have farmland too, and they've got this whole system so they can ship goods back and forth to each other. So Ruskell doesn't have the most farmland, but it's still got like a little patch up there.
Rascals, Ruskell rascals live there.
Yeah.
That's the only thing that can survive.
They had farms up here too, just outside the Sky Road, but those are gone. Those are abandoned now because people that were in them farming them, they disappeared. No one knows where they went. So that's like half the fun of making these maps is like actually fleshing out, like, you know, because you put a name on the different cities and stuff, and then you flesh out like, well, why is this one here? What's the story behind that one? What's the history of this? And it winds up like just turning into a really, really fun little like almost like theme park. I'm having so much fun putting together the Andruna map stuff.
Imagine how much
I also
fun
think-
playing it.
I think you probably put more effort into this than a lot of writers do, because like if you watch movie reviews on bad movies, which is most of them these days, you'll hear people talk about like, oh, this person was over here, and then inside of 30 minutes he's like in a completely different country. How?
Yeah.
How do you do that? Just, you know, not thinking about like the background stuff, you know, the stuff that's not explicitly stated, like that this place is right next to that place and all that. That's
Yeah.
cool. It's a very Tolkien thing that you're doing here.
That's one of the reasons I have the aqueduct system throughout all of Andruna, is because there's parts in the graphic novels already where the characters are, oh, they're in this district, then a little later in the day they're going to be in that other district, and it's like, okay, well, how do they travel across this whole city so fast? Because it's a pretty big city, you know. I think it's 140 miles roughly in diameter, something like that. But with the aqueduct system, it's like, well, it's like actually their most advanced system of transportation. Stuff can get going pretty fast, like upwards of 70 miles per hour if it's like in a fast lane of the aqueducts. So I'm like, yeah, that's how they can like actually hitch a ride. And even in the graphic novels, before I got like every little city like named and all these little details in there, I would still sort of show them like hitching a ride on the aqueduct system if they're going to a different part of the town. So
That's pretty cool. I'm a little embarrassed to say this. I have not read very much of your comic.
oh, it's fine.
But I want to when I see this stuff.
Gabe, you're fired. Get out. Get out of the chat. Ban. Non-believer.
Well, I mean, I don't
F's
even
in chat for Gabe.
to be fair, like
You will
with
fight the Rancor.
no, I don't ever want to make it be like, you guys have to read everything, and then you have to tell me that it's good, and then you have to tell me your favorite part. Like, no,
And
that's
you have to draw all my OCs, or I'll kick you out of my comic thing.
I will say I do have your books. I have a few of them. So at any time, especially if there's like a power outage and I can't think of anything to do, I'm going to pull one of those books out.
yeah. In case at any point you're like, you know, I'm working on this video game for this franchise. Is this just like totally the dumbest thing in the universe? Let me check briefly, and then you'd be like, it is. I wasted my time. Fuck.
Sometimes that does happen. You hear about some popular thing, and then you imagine what it's like, and then the reality ends up being pretty disappointing.
League of fucking
I don't think that's going to be the
Legends.
case, though. I
Yeah.
think it's going to be cool.
Well, I What was I thinking? Like, the thing is too, even if someone's like, oh, the graphic novel story is David, you're no writer, fuck you. It's like, the thing is, let's even say the story that I write is like a bad story or something. I think it's pretty good. I like it. But I think when you have more talent on deck, building more things out of the franchise, like, even if I was writing like a bad comic, I think we were going to have a really good game with Skirmish, because we got someone like working on it that actually has an extremely good sense of game design and like what makes for a good gaming experience and what doesn't. So I think, I don't know, I'm really optimistic that the way we're kind of doing things with Vivid, we are sort of going to get a nice synergy where we each sort of complement one another's deficiencies, and we bring more to the table collectively than we ever could individually. And, you know, I think that's
really sweet.
Yeah, that's how a good creative, I think, studio or corporation or whatever you want to call it, that's the way it should be structured, where everyone kind of like gives each other the ability to like bring more of their creative potential into reality for customers to enjoy. And it's difficult. Like, we've been sitting here complaining about video games like for most of the stream, so I mean, it's obviously not easy.
I have been.
Yeah, it's obviously not like the easiest thing in the world to snap your fingers and make a perfect experience for customers to enjoy. It's difficult. If it was easy, like, none of these companies would have any trouble. No indies would have any trouble. It would just be like, boom, snap your fingers. Beautiful, perfect games. Everyone's happy. The end. So it is challenging, but
No indies would have trouble with that, and then also you just constantly be flooded with awesome games all the time, and that's not the case.
yeah.
I'm sorry to say.
Yeah, but I don't know. I think the first step to attaining like some level of skill or mastery and creating good content is actually caring about the content being good first and foremost. Which maybe that's even some of the problem that we were looking at with, like, you know, these other big companies or Sega or whatever. Maybe at some level they're like more concerned with their status in the corporate hierarchy, or, you know, something like that. But I think when you want to create something that's really cool, and that's like the main thing you're trying to do, and that's where your passion lies, it's like, do there need to be like practical business considerations? Yes, but that's secondary. You got to put, if the horse is before the cart, that's when magic starts to happen, I think.
Yeah, and I don't want to go too long on this because I know you're a little over time, but I do want to say, at least in the games industry, it sounds like if you try to work for a big company like Nintendo, you're going to be the guy that makes rocks, and I think it's really hard to be passionate about that. So yeah. I'm happy that I have an opportunity to contribute to something where I have like a real say on what gets put into it. I don't get the final say because it's not my game, but I can actually like be passionate about something. I can try and put effort into it, and I think in a lot of cases people don't really get to do that.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, I think we've got a family going on here.
Jellycat, I love the layout and came up with an interesting theory on how the district turned out to be.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, it's a great, Dave.
Well, thank you. So, thank you, E the Outsider, for the commentary. Thank you, everyone, for watching the stream and listening to us rant about Sonic and watching us get some GarageBand art ready, because that's going to be Vivid's next campaign, and listening to me like mutter a little bit about all this Dreamkeeper's lore that's going to be coming in Ascension. So, cool stuff. And we'll try to keep you updated.
You know, the stuff that no one wants to hear about. Everyone wants to hear about Sonic the Hedgehog.
Yeah. We'll mix it up. We'll complain a little bit about Sonic. I promise. I've officially added that to the stream itinerary. In every stream, we're gonna have like the Sonic bitching segment, where it's like, we're gonna complain about Sonic again. Here we go. What's the deal with Tails? One's not good enough. But then
he's getting trolled.
Wah, wah, wah. All right, but you guys, any final comments before we call this a fun Monday stream and go on our merry ways?
Drink your beer.
Yeah, if you're in the patron Discord, just go around and talk to some of the new people, make them feel welcome, you know.
Yeah, we did get a lot of new
Make it a
faces
good
in there,
move.
actually.
There's a lot of new people in there.
I hope they follow the rules, or I will destroy
They
them.
better,
with
or I'll execute them.
With the fury of a petty god. All right, everyone be good. We'll stream again Friday, and yeah, stream ends in 5, 4, 3, 2, and a 1.